do it, man. Road to the Let's get this road on the toad. All right, I'm gonna jump in on the other thing. I'm gonna hang up here. I'm gonna jump in on the other one.
Alrighty, you go do that.
Illuminating white text appears that says, "A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away." Now, curvy golden yellow text stationary in the middle of the screen with stars flying by through hyperspace that reads, "Theory of a Blind Man." Golden yellow text begins to crawl from the bottom of the screen upwards. Episode 2, The Live Stream Strikes Back. After the separation of content uploads and live streams, this channel is dedicated to live streaming guests, gaming, proclivities and pondering of the fate of the galaxy. Darth Whistler reigns over these channels and his message will be heard with the help of many others presenting information for all to absorb. The text continues to crawl away from view deep into the infinity of space. For those of you willing to watch and listen to live streaming and participate in the chat, the live stream strikes back at a new upload channel with prizes and galactic credits to make you rebels come rich beyond your wildest dreams. But Darth Whistler is not satisfied until the triad of the Force has been completed, and so there lays another in wait deep in space and will soon be revealed. May the dark side of the Force be with you. As the last of the text disappears, we are left with stars flying by view in hyperspace, then fade to black.
Alrighty, everybody. Oh, what the F was that? Let's get these jokers in here. What up?
Who is Jokers?
Holy shit.
Fuck you, my friend.
Hey, yeah, go fuck yourself.
There it is.
What's a crack-a-lack? And welcome, everybody. This is Theory of Blind Man. It's been a while since I've had these two yokels on my show. But we're going to go back to old school and do a little Doomsday Spread. Bring some comedy back into our lives with a little bit of truth. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yokels. You didn't tell me you were having yokels on. I would have worn my nice tuxedo t-shirt.
Got a couple yokels down yonder.
I brought my banjo.
Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
Alright. Okay.
Okay.
So what's going on?
You know.
How are you?
Today. I'm good. How are you?
Alright, man. I can't complain.
Right on. Oh, I gotta start my camera.
I'm gonna get over here into the shot a little bit. Bring your COVID this way. Or not yet. Do that.
Camera. There we go. Alrighty. Hey, Blind Toes. How you doing?
Do you want me to bring up a way to monitor the chat? I think I can.
I have the way I usually do it, so it don't matter. I can cover it. Let me check the sound really quick on the actual live stream.
Oh man, yeah, pretty serious shine off there. Pretty serious glow. Try it, give it a shot. Let's see how it looks.
Okay.
I don't know. What do we think, dude? Half of the audience is blind anyway. Nobody gives a fuck.
Hey, I still.
No, I think we're good. Right? Whistler, how does it look?
It looks great, man.
Thanks, man.
About as good as that picture in the pre-show.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff. Big stuff.
Absolutely. Big doings afoot.
All right, so for those of you who don't know what the Doomsday Spread is,
Intro.
One of you two wanna tell the people what it's all about?
We'll get there.
Okay. How about now?
I'm having a dance break.
Okay.
All right. What else? Here, I'm going to give Matty the card. Matty's going to take us through some topics. All right. Before we get into how we're all going to die, because we're all going to die. The question is how
and when,
and basically, what are you willing to put on it? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, start us off. What do we got?
Okay, let's start with Beirut.
Beirut. What was it say?
What happened? What happened and who do we bomb over?
Okay. So.
Wait. Hold on, you guys. Frosty, do me a favor. Go into your audio settings and make sure that disabled audio optimization is unchecked. Is checked.
So we'll go to the computer and go check that out.
Yeah, on stream.
You have to translate. And what you said, if I didn't know what he said, what you said isn't fucking helpful. Go to the computer. Oh, it's on a computer? Okay.
No,
I'm going to change it on a whiteboard.
Yeah, hit the light switch.
All right, what am I doing now? All right, audio.
Yeah, go to your settings on StreamYard, and then go to audio.
Yeah, I'm there.
And make sure that disable optimization or processing is checked.
Is that it's checked?
Yes.
Disable audio processing.
Did you just do it?
I just did it.
Okay, you sound much better, but now we got an echo. Like I can hear myself coming through your speakers.
Okay, so hold on.
Damn it.
What about...
Oh, that's way worse.
Way worse. Okay. So that's the all right, wait. How is that?
I guess that's okay.
I
Nope, I can hear myself. I'm gonna turn my music off. Maybe that'll help.
Okay, how's that?
You sound good, and I hear no echo, so you're good.
There you go.
Fucking, we win.
There you go.
You know?
Sound good.
Okay. Beirut.
Beirut. If anybody doesn't know, that's in Lebanon, and Lebanese women are pretty.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So we covered that. What's next? No, I'm kidding. Something happened there. There was an explosion that they said was caused by
Ammonium nitrate. 200 tons of ammonium nitrate, something like that. I don't know about all that.
Which, all right. So I will now throw the floor open to wild speculation. What do we think? All right. What I have my opinion, but I want to hear yours first. We're gonna move this toolbox out the way. What do you think, Matty?
Who do I think made it?
I don't think it is ammonium nitrate. I mean,
Okay.
that was one hell of a blast.
For the fans, what is ammonium nitrate?
Is that like that's like anti-diarrhea stuff, right? Or is it no? That's ammonium.
Magnesium citrate, and that gives you diarrhea.
Okay.
You should only ever take that in extreme circumstances of constipation.
Yeah.
It is. It's very explosive, and like, don't be more than 5 minutes away from any bathroom or bucket. Trust me. Oh, okay, all right. This stuff. Okay, so now is that usually an ingredient in fireworks?
No.
You're the demolition guy, right?
Yeah, sure. No, there is no ammonium.
I'm the one that actually enjoys blowing shit up just in his spare time, but he seems to know what ammonium nitrate is. So
It's not.
Isn't it ammonia nitrate?
Ammonium was a metal.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think?
I think that might have been a nuke. It might have been a nuke planted in there, or like there is a report that there is the Hezbollah weapons cache under that building. There could have been something in there that could have went off. That could have been a backpack nuke, could have been anything, you know. But that definitely did not look like something. I don't know. 200 tons of ammonia.
It definitely, it looked like it was an impact of something dropping from the video that I saw.
Dropping of what though? Where did it drop from? Was that Rod of God type shit?
I have no idea. Well, I have my theory. But you go.
Well, I mean, why would the United States go and nail Beirut?
Well, what geopolitical advantage does anyone have bombing that city?
Well, that's more of Israel.
Well, the advantage comes from making it appear as though another party did it always, right?
Yeah, they're not doing that now. They're saying that there was something. They're saying that morning. They're saying that there was something stored there that triggered the explosion that happened the way it did. They're not trying to point fingers at anybody. They're saying that it was something that was stored there. So that'd be some negligence of some party.
And that's the thing, is like you hear Beirut, which used to be the bombing capital of the world at one point, I believe in the 80s, right? I mean, it was between them and Northern Ireland. There was a blast in the past. I saw it.
Yep. So still going back to the question of why Beirut, like Beirut has been under fire for decades upon decades, but
more recently, it's been like it's not as much of a hot spot right now as Libya or Syria.
But when something big pops off, they tend to go back to Beirut. So I'm kind of wondering why. Like, what is so significant or relevant about Lebanon versus any other geopolitical positioning on the chessboard?
About Hamas.
Wow.
Hamas is
supposedly Israel sent out a warning to Lebanon about because Hezbollah.
That's not an uncommon thing.
I know. Well, okay, so it's not an uncommon thing, but you send a warning out saying there's repercussions, and all of a sudden, boom! There goes half of your business district of fucking Beirut is obliterated.
Was there a specific target, or what was actually hit?
That's the other thing.
There was a grain silo there that pretty much carried all the grain in the country, or at least in the city. No, it was in the region. Enough grain for the region. It was fascinating.
Well, there has been instances in the past before we had those kind of mechanics and devices where grain silos have exploded in the past naturally due to the fermentation of grain. If they got wet over time or whatever, and they fermented.
That was not this.
No,
that might have been the initial blast, but that was not this.
No,
the initial fire was the fire that was going was one thing. But then there was an explosion, but then there was a secondary bigger explosion. If you look, and the thing is that that once fireworks hit, if you look in the beginning of the video, you do see that there is the first explosion, and you do see smaller explosions, like it could be fireworks, could be munitions, could be some other munitions that are going off. And I said maybe it was it more kind of leans towards it could have been a Hezbollah weapons cache that was buried under that building or buried in that area that went off. That does kind of give a little more credence for that. Could have been something that was down there. That's it. Not the smartest people over there handling that stuff. Something could have happened, set it off. Maybe there's a fire that happened, set it off. But whatever way, that's one possibility. Other possibility is that it was hit by something.
How are you qualified to comment on the average intelligence of Lebanese people?
I'm talking about Lebanese people. I'm talking about the terrorists, the Hezbollah, the people that are there. So they obviously,
what if it was a grain silo?
It's not a grain. There's not a grain.
There was a fireworks factory anyway.
There's a grain silo in that area. If you look at the pictures, they show a picture of a grain silo that was right there. That was not grain. That was the whole building was full of grain. Big technology. All you see is like the metal beams in the building left with half of the building.
It looked like a bombing. Yeah, it looked like a
bomb went off.
You know what it looked like? Okay. The best way that I can describe Whistler is, do you remember what the federal building in Oklahoma City looked like?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what the nearby buildings look like. talking about almost as if a scoop was taken out of the building where the rest of that floor was intact, but whatever was in the blast radius was just sheared off at the face. That's what it looked like to me.
So it wasn't nuclear then.
Well, it could have been whatever the fuck was in that truck outside of.
It could have been tactical nuke. It could have been a neutron bomb, which would have left a lot of fallout.
Do you want to know what I think it was? The mother of all Middle Eastern meth laboratories.
The poppy plant.
I'm not even kidding. It was like Breaking
2.0.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
anything's possible.
Breaking Bad, guys.
You know?
All right. So what's up next?
Proving that COVID is not an STD.
Aha.
What?
Go ahead. Well, no.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
okay, so
definitely,
there's been a fair few well-publicized cases of COVID. All right, and we have learned through the grapevine that one of these like famously COVID positive people is like bumping lines off a hooker's ass every couple of days, and all the hookers are testing negative for COVID at least. For COVID at least.
Positive for gonorrhea syphilis.
Yeah. That's what's the good news? Well, you don't have COVID.
Yeah, you have everything else.
Who is this guy?
Oh, he's not anyone that we know personally. It's we have to be careful because I don't want to put the person that gave us information. I don't want to put this person out there, which is why I'm not even like actually saying if this person is a him or a her. It's just that this person knows this other person
Who is with a bunch of hookers. So I wonder
who has been not hookers. Okay, I'm not specifically saying hookers, but he's been like, all right.
And you
I
just said,
think that like if you really wanted, you could probably find some of this on Pornhub.
All right. So
just
So
like,
at
you know,
least I can get a little more into the whole situation.
you take it however far you want to take it.
So what's happening is, there's a person that works within politics in the area, in the region, in New England region, that tested positive for COVID. And pretty much, there was some news, it made the news. They were saying, that it was kind of like made it off to sound like the guy was like really sick. But what it came out to be is, the guy. Truth be told, the guy's like not sick at all, and he's this pretty much it's playing up for the political edge is what happened. So. Well, I don't really want to get into it more than that, but this is something I heard through the grapevine.
But it's a short end of the grapevine.
Source.
Yeah. Kind of somebody with no reason to lie about it.
Yeah. So basically, that's what's basically coming out of that now is that the state we're in is pretty much being blackballed by every other state in the region that has cases down in the area, in their states are going down. Our cases are going back up. There's pretty much 3 towns within a metro region, 3 metro area towns, cities that are spiking up on numbers throughout the whole state. If you take it apart by county, Providence County, which is the metropolitan area, pretty much, has the highest amount of cases. Once you start getting into the other counties going out of the metropolitan area, which is 6 of them, you see less and less cases where it's like double digits. So we have what, 17,000 cases, 18,000 cases, maybe it's something like around there.
Providence County has 4 of the 5 largest cities.
Yeah.
None of which are huge.
But it's not even Cranston, it's not even something like that. Warwick's not even Providence County. It's not Cranston, it's not North Providence, it's not even East Providence. It's three. It's Providence, Pawtucket, Central Falls.
Oh,
Central Falls.
okay.
Central Falls is got Central Falls.
How did Woonsocket miss the boat? Woonsocket has every grimy.
But nobody
Woonsocket
knows.
is like, I think it says it as you drive into the city, proud home of gonorrhea patient zero. Like,
No, here's the thing: is Central Falls, but nobody that knows what the area around here. Central Falls
come visit.
is a town in Rhode Island.
I lived there for a while.
Well, no, I'm being just geographically speaking. It's only 1 square mile. This is it. It's the whole town is 1 square mile.
At one point, it was the most populated square mile in the country.
And that's the thing. So what's happening is that you have all these people living in this 1 square mile. There's a lot of undocumented immigrants living in that town. There are documented citizens living in that town. They're living in tenement houses, 4, 5, 6 family houses. And it's not just 3 or 4 people in these apartments. You have sometimes 8, 10 people living in there. And the living conditions are substandard at best. Some of it is living in squalor. And I get this because I know somebody that works for a housing authority that does inspections, that goes around in the area.
It's bad. It
So
is bad.
another reliable source telling me, hey, this is why you're seeing this, because these people are living in substandard conditions. Where if you look and see what cases are spreading in other places other than America, you look and see what cases are spreading. You look and see that there is a kind of a social aspect of it. It's people that are less, what's the word I want to say here?
Dirty.
Indigent
Yeah,
is kind of what you mean?
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be politically correct about it in the way of saying.
That's a word.
Yeah, indigent. Yes.
Yeah, it's not.
Indigent people that are just. You see, that's what's happening.
That's a
where
legal
you get
term, by the way.
Indigent means like without means.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. Well, I wanted to use the right word without getting anybody.
I hear you. I don't want to alienate anybody. At least not until we get to.
I'm not saying that other people. I'm not saying that people that are well off don't get this. That would be a lie. But when you see a lot of these cases coming up, is down in that socioeconomic area.
I'm leaving, but I'm not leaving.
So that's my take on it.
Well, definitely. Obviously, okay. So you hear about fucking the rich and the famous cases, right? Yeah. Everybody knows fucking Tom Hanks, Rita Wilson got coronavirus.
Well, you hear about Herman Cain. Herman Cain died from it.
Right. Okay. Or when it benefits somebody politically to say that.
But Herman Cain. But here's the thing about Herman Cain was that Herman Cain was an older gentleman, which is unfortunate no matter what age.
I liked Herman Cain.
No. Hold on, let me complete what I'm saying.
All right.
Right. It's all not that. But Herman Cain has also just got over battling stage 4 colon cancer.
True.
So the man's immune system is shot to shit. How's he gonna fight? If he's one of the people in that class that got there, he's done. That's what happens. That's the way it is. You can't fight that fact. And however way he got it, whether he went to the Trump rally in Tulsa and got it, or one of his grandkids gave it to him, or somebody in passing gave it to him, he got it. And that's it. It's just something that people are going to get.
One thing we know for sure.
I know how he got it.
He did not get it at a protest.
No, he didn't get it at a protest, though.
Protest, honestly.
Definitely not at a Black Lives Matter
fun
protest.
fact. Fun fact, you cannot get coronavirus at a protest.
Yeah.
What? Sure you can.
After 11 o'clock either, obviously, because another thing that's happening in the state. So now basically all the bars have to close at 11 o'clock.
Because that makes a difference.
It makes a difference, supposedly. And now the big thing here in Rhode Island was they opened up the bars if you wanted to, but you couldn't have it as a bar type setting, like sitting up at the bar. You had to be outside, sitting at a table inside or being outside, and the waitress would bring you your drinks, and that's the type of setting it would be. And for the most part, I would go by places, and it would be. I didn't really see a lot of bars open past 9, 10 o'clock anyway. But in Providence, they were all trying to be open and stay open till 1, 2 in the morning, even outside, which is causing a problem even with a noise nuisance. Which there was a video that came out that we have there's a wine bar in Providence where the Providence police showed up, and that councilwoman in Providence, Kat Kerman, was there, and she's over there giving the cops shit because she's like, well, why are you bothering these people? Oh, because they're gonna kill the cop in your mind sign in the window. And you got people yelling shit at cops, They're over there trying to.
Okay.
The cops got a call.
So it became a political thing.
She made it a political thing. Here's a girl that's like in her early 20s, was trying to make a statement. She gets on the city council, makes a complete asshole of herself.
You should not be able to run for public office as a fucking senior project.
Yeah,
for liberal arts college. I'm just saying. That seems to be a problem.
She's a complete and utter moron. I'm sorry. I don't care if anybody in Rhode Island sees this. She's an idiot.
Oh, it was surrounded by morons. I mean,
yeah, but that's the whole thing. But she comes out, she just sticks her nose. It doesn't even. Oh, where's the chief? I'm going to call the chief. Go call the chief.
You know what? And
like,
that kind of pisses me off too. That whole I'm going to use my political clout for my own ends. Because if it wasn't a fucking, because if it was a fucking, if it was a roadside dive bar that had a bunch of people fucking, with
a bunch of Trump supporters there, it'd be closed down, freaking no problem.
Right. Bunch of bikes with the American flag hanging off the back. Then it would be right. Then it would be somebody else calling to have it shut down.
But the police were even nice about it. They weren't even being jerks about it. They were trying to be respectful. She's over there opening her mouth. It's like, well, let the other guy's answer.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, that's not what fucking law enforcement is for. That's not law enforcement. That's fucking gubernatorial edict enforcement. That's not their job.
They're trying to enforce a mandate.
It's not their job.
They're not doing their job. They're over there going to walk around and make sure people are freaking social distancing and wearing masks.
Following up on fucking. Well, we're going to get into that more.
So basically, what's happening now is that you have the restaurant. So the hospitality sector in the state is going crazy because she wants everything shut down by 11 o'clock. There are bars that are open, restaurants that are open. They stay open until 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's going, they're cutting into their bottom line. So now that's causing an issue. And then we were at a point where we have 25, no more than 25 people at social gatherings. Like if you had a party at your house, well now. We are now knocked down to 15 people, and if you live in a neighborhood, let's say you're sitting there looking out your window, sitting on your porch in the backyard, sitting on your deck, and you look over, and guy 3 houses down, and he's got a party, and he's got maybe 25, 30 people out there. He's over 15 people. You're one of those people that sit there, oh. They got 30 people outside partying, so it's supposed to be 15. Well, fuck that. They could spread coronavirus throughout the neighborhood. I'm going to call the cops. So what happened was instead of calling the police, the governor with the state police comes out with a hotline to call and rat out your neighbor because it's the right thing to do.
Fucking hotline.
So we have a hotline, so you call up and say, hey, so-and-so is having a gathering of more than 15 people at their house. They want to send somebody over there.
Well, they actually released an app that will
every person that's at that party. So if there's 20 people at that party, 20 people get a citation for $500 each. Sorry, I'm not doing a fucking head count. I was to go to someone's house.
Everybody stand still.
Hello?
I'm going to count these up.
Hello? Hello? Okay, so like I was saying, they have an app now that they just released like a month ago, and it's basically for that. It's like Neighbor Snitch or something crazy like that.
Mm-hmm. KarenLine.com.
Okay. I want to address this. I'm going to get in front of the camera again so that y'all know that I'm serious.
Sure, but you can't be serious.
Leave fucking Karens alone.
I am, and don't
one of my favorite aunts, especially growing up, was my Aunt Karen. And she always put up on my bullshit, and she always had those fucking Klondike bars in her freezer.
The square ones or the stick
yes,
ones?
Well, buy your own Klondike bars and get out of here.
Okay. What would I do for a Klondike bar? Leave fucking Karens alone. I'm done. I've said my piece.
Well, Karens are the ones that be calling up and calling Gina's rat line. So basically,
I know.
Well, here's the thing. I guess so. Now, I was saying before is now because we got blacklisted throughout the whole New England region. If someone from Massachusetts come in to Rhode Island for something other than work or a doctor's appointment, they were coming here to vacation or whatever. When they go back home, they have to they're quarantined for 14 days, or they have to get a test within 3 days. If not, the state of Massachusetts will fine them $500. How are you going to enforce this?
Well, obviously, what they're going to do is they're going to access people's phone records, and they're going to fucking.
Or they're going to do what they're doing in New York City right now.
What, sue the NRA?
No. We got kind of fortunate in that sense because pretty much every single sheriff has stood up and said we're not going to enforce any kind of
except for LA County, right?
Not for New York City though. New York, whatever county in New York that's controls those bridges, has the area of those bridges in Suffolk County. There are sheriffs at every bridge. Right. Whatever one in Norfolk County or whichever one it is.
No, Suffolk County is Boston, right?
No, it's not Suffolk County. Suffolk County is Boston. Whatever county it is, there are sheriffs at every bridge and every tunnel going into New York City, and they're randomly pulling over every 6th to 8th car, and they have to pretty much they gotta know where these people are going, where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So.
I have a nice pen like that.
So they're doing they're starting checkpoints already.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing.
And they're going to do that in Massachusetts. They're going to see that in Massachusetts.
Some of our people that live on the border, I never take the main roads to get back and forth between this. I know, but is all right. Are they going to fucking post cops on 95 and 295 now and just start taking out plates?
What are you going to say?
All right, we're going to see new cameras go up. Betcha.
Well, I got a friend that's a police officer in Massachusetts that's telling me he's like, where they're going to be able to enforce this.
If they have enough digital surveillance, they can. If they have enough digital surveillance, they can. I dare say they have enough digital surveillance.
I believe they do. There's cameras on every freaking highway, dude.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
You just know by going. Our Department of Transportation actually has a channel on cable where you can go and see, and it flashes the video of different parts of every highway, every main road in Rhode Island, Route 6, 295.
Who the fuck is watching that?
You see, if you're getting out, some people they think some people, if you want to go up to Providence and you want to see there's traffic out there, you can pull up and see there's traffic in Providence, so you can find your route. That's what I would think it's there for. I never watch it. I just end up going and find out. I sit in traffic and I find
Good answer, Matthew.
I go all
Good answer.
Oh, that's why you got to know the back roads.
Well put, Oxford.
Thank you. That's what That's why you don't know the back roads. Because I know if I go into Providence and I see it going into traffic, I know exactly what back road to take to get the hell out of there and bypass all of it while these jumps are sitting there for 20 minutes at 2 or 3 lights. I can go bypass it and be around them in 20 minutes.
I will fucking lead cops all through these back roads. Yeah. I know where the fucking bridge is in. I know where the bridge is out. I know where the bridge is outstanding. But there's a part of the tree that covers the side so that it just looks like the bridge is out. We'll do this for hours if they want. I just need to go over to Home Depot and get some lumber.
I can go down toward the Connecticut line and I can lose people down there because that's very easy to lose people down there in the dirt roads.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I know those dirt roads really well. So
I'm just gonna start walking everywhere. Trace me now, motherfucker. Leave my phone at home.
But yeah, so that's basically the thing that's happening with that. Is she's
horrible. She's horrible.
She's one of the worst. One of the worst, definitely. And she's supposedly in the running for Biden's VP.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I heard that if Biden was to win...
Well, I've been saying it for how long?
If God forbid, if Biden didn't win, supposedly she would get
immediately.
She'd be out of Rhode Island quickly.
Dude,
all
they have to do is put him in front of a microphone and not edit... Like the guy okay.
No way.
I am more pissed more than anything. His kids and the people around him that are saying that he has the ability to do this, fucking shame on them. Honestly,
it's exploitation of an
elder. That's what they're doing. It's elder abuse.
Yeah, it's elder abuse.
I'm not even saying that to be funny.
But it's the whole Democratic Party's doing.
I know, right? Half of this country. Guilty of elder abuse. All you that are encouraging this behavior.
I'll go on record right now, and I will say the Democratic Party.
Give that man some pudding and let him fucking feed ducks.
No way around it. Look at the guy. The guy can't even formulate a sentence without getting his words right. You can't make sense. You want to make this guy president of the United States? You roll him out there on TV. You roll him out there. You make him say things, and the guy can't get his shit right. And he looks like a freaking half a network.
He doesn't know what town he's in.
You don't know where he is.
Like,
You don't know what he's talking about. I mean, it's
nobody
horrible.
looks like Springton.
They really for them to do it, for the Democrats to roll him out as their nominee, it's like they think we're idiots. It's the biggest play on the American people.
There's something to that. I've always said that there could not have been nobody at the top level of the DNC that did not know that Hillary Clinton is off-putting to people.
Is it a setup that for Trump to win and to just
and then to say, oh, he rigged it, and we do the whole thing for another fucking 4 years?
Yeah.
Go around again this time. We'll say with China.
There's a lot of things that happen in the background. You know, one day we just get nuked.
We'll get into that because that's some Red Dawn possibilities right there. What else?
So we got
let's say hi to Standing in the Wind and Shine Graham in the chat.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I get back over here.
Sorry about that. So we got Garrett Foster.
Sit down at old.
And how to open carry and not be a total douchebag about it. You know, the kid that was down in Austin that pulled his AK-47 out and tell the guy to roll his window down. Hey, roll your window down. That works.
Well, it's not like keeping your window up would help too.
Okay.
I mean, it's an AK. It's going to go right through the window.
Well, that's the thing. Is if someone was gesturing at me with that rifle.
He wasn't gesturing. That was a joke. He was pointing that thing in the guy's face. There's no way around.
He was in the mirror pointing it at the vehicle.
He was in the mirror. He was up in what the video showed. He was up in the guy's door. He was right outside the door, outside the guy's window. I'm
gonna have to go back and rewatch it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If somebody approaches me with any weapon, that you know what I mean. I don't care if it's a fucking bolt action. I don't care what it is. That's very clearly a threat.
You don't raise that weapon until somebody gives you a reason to raise that weapon. If you're raising that weapon before that, all you're doing is setting yourself up to be the reason why somebody that you don't know have a gun just pull that thing and just blow you the fucking way if you don't expect it.
I've watched these protests. Just the way that these weapons are being carried is designed to intimidate. There is a way to open carry and not have things like that happen. And it's not being done. This is what I'm seeing is intimidation factor.
What about the other organization that had the march down in Louisville? One of the guns went off by accident.
NFAC
shot NFAC. One of the guns
shot
went
one
off
of his own guys.
Shot like 3 or 4 people. The thing went off and it hit like 3 people. Or 3 or 4 people.
Okay. So
the ex-military, really?
Yeah, right. For what country?
Not for this country. I'll tell you that much.
But like all kidding aside, right? You know that I'm a firm believer in open carry.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody being able to defend themselves.
We should all be able to carry,
especially women and minorities. Especially women and minorities. Yeah. Okay, because if you're in a situation where you're gonna be more at risk, you should have the ability to defend yourself. You should also take it upon yourself, if you're going to own a firearm, to learn how to use it, bring it to the range, and have some accuracy with it so that if you have to use it, you're getting your target and nothing else, okay? But if you're going to open carry, tuck your fucking shirt in. And this goes for everybody. If you go out there and your idea of open carry to in support of the Second Amendment is to walk around with a long rifle at fucking low ready, right? With the fucking gloves with the fingers cut off. Like an asshole. Get a shirt with some buttons and tuck it the fuck in. Okay? Put your holster on your hip. Show that you have not only the money to buy the gun, right? So that you just own one and then stick it in the front of your pants like a douchebag.
Yes, you carry it responsibly.
You actually fucking spent the extra $75 to get a decent holster so that the thing is safe on your hip. And you're not going to shoot a ball off from stepping off the curb the wrong way. Get your head out of your ass and then open carry.
Cranial rectal inversion. Major syndrome in the lower IQ population.
I don't like seeing people get killed. Every person that gets killed during this whole thing brings us one step closer to the fucking melee. I don't want it.
Listen, the melee. Let me ask you a question. The melee. The Civil War is not being fought like it was back 150 years ago. We're not fighting. Well,
everybody is behind enemy lines.
Everybody's behind enemy lines. Here's the thing: it's being fought over the internet. It's being fought by some punks that are running out there in fucking black costumes, fucking firebombing fucking courthouses and police precincts and tearing down statues.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is definitely not something where you had military going at each other.
That cuts both ways. That sword cuts both ways, and you know that's true. You know that there are people who are who agree maybe more with you and I politically as far as the Second Amendment and less government and et cetera, who are behaving like douchebags.
Yeah, they need to.
Okay, the stirring of the shit pot, right?
The problem is that you're going to have the people that don't want to be bothered. They're going to get sucked into this whole situation.
But the ones that are going to be shown on the news will always be the extreme cases.
I don't know.
Well, that's how they get attention drawn to it.
Yeah, but at some point, it's going to always be an extreme case if it keeps on getting as bad as it does. Things aren't going to get better. If this keeps on going the way it's going, nothing's going to get better. And the problem is that whether Biden wins or loses, I don't see this as
it's not going to be. It's going to be contested. Yeah. Whoever wins the election is going to be.
But that's what Trump said. He even came on stand. He goes, "Listen, I heard the interview. Actually, I was watching a replay of it." He goes,
"Well, when was the last election that was not contested?"
I know, but what they're saying with this now is that we're going to go have an election by mail.
2000 by most people, 2008, 2012 were both fairly uncontested. 2004 was not. Al Gore was hotly contested, but then Bush's re-election was not contested. No. Who the fuck did he even run against? John Kerry, John Edwards, Edward Kelly,
John Kerry.
No, it's a fucking a Democrat to be named later. Like
what I'm saying is that when you look at what Trump said, he goes, "You want to do this by mail, so you're going to have election day is November 4th,
3rd.
November 3rd. So November 3rd is election day. So you're going to have everybody mailing their ballots by then. You're going to wait a week for them to be counted, pretty much. But then you're going to see whatever contesting there is going to be. What states are going to be contested. How long is that going to get drawn out? They have to go to court. It could take weeks. It could take months. It could take years. You may never find out who actually won the election. He goes, I don't want that. He goes, I want to know I want to know that night. Do I win? Do I lose? Does he win? Does he lose? What's going on?
None of the above ain't happening, by the way. I'm already calling it. Some dickhead is gonna vote Trump or Biden, and then we'll just it's just 4 more years of something. Whereas if everybody could write none of the above, we could have maybe 4 more years of nothing. We could have 4 years of just, you know what I mean? Then
it goes into.
I would think it would defer back to Trump.
And
exactly.
Just support his rule. So all right, if you're in the Oval Office, you're the guy with the button. Guy or gal with the button.
It would be a default
judgment. Order's
judgment.
on the table for next game. Sorry.
No, I was just saying it would be a default judgment. If everybody voted nothing, it would be
default back to Trump.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, everybody else do none of the above, and then I'm going to write in Vinny Stigma.
There you go. That works.
Stigma's still the vote, right? No, I don't know. I'd rather have. I know something about what Vinny Stigma wants to do with the country, so he's done some political ads. They're fucking great. Look up Stigma 08 when you got nothing to do for 8 minutes.
Later we go.
Jesus, man, you suck at this. All right, what else?
And
Oh.
back to school is getting canceled in many places.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on.
Well, actually, what's happened is there are some schools that have gone back in different states. I think they went back recently, and they ended up finding out that they had Missouri or something.
Yeah,
like 200 something children and facility members got quarantined because of positive cases. So you see,
I would like to see the reports or whatever on those as far as like the positive goes, like who's actually positive.
Yeah, who's actually positive and who's the contract?
No, because when you want to know critical information, that's when they say, "Oh, well, it's protected."
Oh,
so we can share all of this, the rest of this with you. But go ahead.
Well, I want to say this too: is I sat in tonight because I have a child that goes to public school in Rhode Island, and they had the town hall meeting for what's going to happen as far as like what are the different options for going back to school this year. So basically, it's going back to school fully, and the kids go back and then, sit in their classrooms, and they go to school. But it's going to obviously be different, which I'll get into that in a second. Then there's another one where it's hybrid, where they go by last names. You have 1 day a week where everyone goes distance learning. Then the next day, it's like A through G goes to school, and then the rest of the alphabet does distance learning. And then the next day, the other part of the alphabet goes to school, and the kids that went the day before did distance learning. So it's kind of switching off every 2 days. Kids are going to school.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's fucked up.
The whole thing is ridiculous.
And then the third option is complete distance learning. Now, they said the whole thing is when the kids go back to school, it's going to be completely different than what they were used to. There's going to be one-way hallways. There's going to be no socialization. It's going to be all academics, which is a big problem. I mean, one of the big things is going to school is the social aspect of it.
Right.
And taking that away. So it's like, why would I go put my kid in any danger to come out and contract this? If it's the reason why I would send him to school is him to have that social aspect again and take the chance. I mean, I don't even know if I didn't take the chance anyway, but if I had something.
Well, there seems to be a clear disconnect with what is actually happening and what is being promoted, especially when it comes to teachers' fears. For example, California is a fucking huge state. We've had one child death, and that child was terminally ill to begin with. One.
Mm.
That's what I'm saying. It's
right, and it's always sad, but you can't take that instance and make it the baseline for the entire state.
Right. And again, like this one doctor that has come out here, very well known, putting his career and credentials on the line, 50 plus years of practice from Stanford, has the proof and scientific evidence to show that children don't actually produce, they don't hold the receptors that gives them the ability to transmit COVID. He did a complete genome breakdown of it. But that's pre-pubescent age children.
my kids hit puberty, so that's a little different story.
Well, and so now you're talking about like the older age kids, which honestly, you know, the kid, my kids that are in high school, I could give a fuck. Honestly,
honestly, dude,
high school has turned into such a shit show.
It's going to be an even bigger shit show from what they were saying to me.
Right. So but as far as little man goes, I want him to have that experience. I want him to fucking be able to meet people and do, you know, and he's doing other shit. Like I told you about the farm camp thing. That's been a blast. That's, you know, and there are other, so like for parents, you gotta like find other, if your kids get not doing it right, find other ways. Like public libraries are good for like, you know,
social interaction, yeah.
And it's smaller groups, so people feel like probably more comfortable with it. You know, again, when they're little like that, they're probably better off getting it. As much as, but, you know, I mean,
that's fine. And the thing is that
we gotta shut up. Hold on, they'll fuck with this channel if we
Okay.
keep going, but
Mm.
and it's
So yeah,
I'm not like just making that up. Like there is such a thing as having a healthy immune system from
well, yeah, it's-
exposure.
Listen,
Yeah.
they say that there's some people
That's
that
all
have
I'm saying.
immunity. You know, that's it. You know, I mean, there are some
But
people.
even then, like up
You
to
don't
age like 35, the risk is very minimal, and then more after that.
Yeah, but even
So
even
you get
even
into,
our
like,
age,
you
like
know,
1%
70s
of
and
the
80s.
people that got it
Yeah.
are our age. It's like, I mean, that's still 1% of whatever it is. If there's 500 people that got it, that's 1% of 500.
And we have no
It's
idea
five
how
people.
many people had already had it by the time they really started ramping up the testing
Right.
where it's available to everybody. 'Cause
Well, what
that-
they're showing too is in a lot of the cases that are post survival, I guess you could say, like months after they've recovered, they're
Mhm.
starting to see a lot of lung scarring, lung tissue scarring, and they've got a lot of respiratory problems.
that's in California.
No, just in general, COVID in general.
I'm not, but the reason why I'm not sending my child to school is that I have people in my family that I can't take a chance of them getting sick.
Right?
And
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's what I am doing. I am going to wait. I'm going to see what happens. And I told him, I said, maybe by beginning of November before the holidays, if things seem to be going well and there's no problems, I will entertain the thought of sending him in. Now, if they do go back to school full time, or if they do the hybrid learning and he still does complete distance learning, he will still, when they're in the classroom, there'll be a camera set up and he will actually be learning in the classroom with the teacher, with the kids. He'll just be on a computer, but there'll be other kids doing it too. But so if they decide they want to go into school, as I said, send them in later on, he won't be behind. He will be caught up with the kids in that class. Now, do I think it's going to work out well? I think it's still going to be a problem, but I'm going to get in tutoring off to the side too.
I think that's and like, luckily,
Why were you making
You're
that,
able
why
to-
were you making that face when I was saying that?
well, because if you have the means, awesome. But like
I know.
most people, that's not going to be an option.
I know. Most
And
people will be. I know.
but it's you're going to need to, because the distance learning thing is not going to be as effective.
So you're gonna have to be able to supplement it if you can. I told I got a friend of mine that his kid actually his grades dropped off dramatically on distance learning. To the point,
Most kids.
he said, he goes, if they do distance, they have to go back distance learning this year. He goes, my son is just better off dropping out. He's done. It's like he's giving up. He's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, go online and figure it out and try and educate yourself on what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'll tell you, buddy. If you want to resign yourself to the fact that your kid's going to be a low scores, that's on you, man. Make sure that kid knows how to dig ditches. At fucking 16 years old, that's how it's gonna. That's what you're gonna have to fucking do, because he ain't gonna do anything else. Sorry, my son. I'm not gonna sit. My son personally, I'm not gonna sit there and let him fall behind, because hey, if I don't send him in because it's for health reasons, health and safety reasons, I'm going to do what I can to make sure I can try to supplement to a point where if he is struggling, that person tutoring him will be able to help him. Because hey, let's face it, I didn't go to school to become a teacher. I don't know how to teach a kid. I can go and help him with his work and stuff, and that's fine. He's at a young enough age where I can help him with homework and stuff, but I'm not a teacher. I need help. And the thing is that if I can afford to get him the help, I'm going to do that. Then I look at it as that with everything going on, it's not like you're out there spending money. The way I look at it is, I'm not spending money at all. I'm able to save up what I got. So I'm going to take the money I save and I'm going to put it towards my kid, because that's the investment that's worth a lifetime. Him doing good is going to be worth it for me to spend whatever amount of money it's going to take.
One thing that I think is going to happen, and now you're going to start
my tea, I forgot.
now more the older he gets, right? The parents of older kids, you're going to start realizing like what it is that they've been teaching.
Oh yeah.
And why in the fuck are you studying Shakespeare for 3 years and nobody's giving you a class on how to interview for a fucking job.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, you'll see.
Nobody's giving. Nobody's. Yeah, yeah.
I want my son's not to that point. He's still
no, but
as he
as
gets
he gets older, he's getting out of the elementary school and now getting into the junior high school years. That's when he should be learning, like, hey, fucking.
Life
so
skills.
this is how credit works.
Yeah.
Right, and this is how this $500 actually costs you $700 as you extend it out.
I can teach him all that myself. I don't need the school.
You can't, right?
I know,
but now you're not going to assume that the school is.
I know the school's not going to do that.
All right, you know because right.
There's not even a home ec class that they used to have when I was in school.
That you had when we were in school.
Yeah.
So unless you're like really following, like, all right, what are you doing this week? What are you doing in this class? You're not going to know what.
It's a joke.
Where the fucking ridiculous gaps. There was an auto, like you could take at the end as a senior. You could take like a 2-period auto class. And that was for students that were going to become mechanics or get into that field, right? But there was just a consumer auto care class that you could take even as a freshman, right? And you just learned how to change the oil. Consumer auto care.
The one before that, the 2-year class then?
Yeah, it was like that was like a Volt class.
You could go in 2 years as CCRI.
It was a 2-period.
2-period
class. If you were a senior, this is when I was in high school. They don't even have a fucking Volt program at that high school anymore.
No, they don't. They do.
So you're gonna, people are gonna start to see, okay.
Yeah, but now all those kids are now going to the regional.
What about the generation before us? When they were teaching in gym class, they were teaching rifle shooting.
Through the years, they have dumbed things down, and
the generation ahead of us assumed, if they didn't ask, they assumed that we knew how at least how the fucking thing worked.
These kids aren't gonna.
So what did we learn even that they can't even learn?
I tell you what this is.
They don't even have an auto shop.
Can I tell you what this is going to do with the people that are going to keep their kids home and have them do the distance learning and homeschooling? It's going to be the end of the what do you call it? Common Core bullshit.
Yeah, right.
You think you're going?
Are you shitting me?
Let me ask you a question. When you're going to be helping your kids do their work, are you going to sit there and help them out with doing the Common Core way, or are you going to sit there and do it the way you have been done it for years? Hey, if you're putting this on me,
it's math.
It's math. This is what it is.
It's fucking.
This is what it's supposed to be. This is how he's going to learn it. Oh, he's supposed to do it this way. Yeah, but he's not in school. You're not over here giving me the tools I need. I'm not a freaking teacher. I was not freaking trained to.
This is how they do it in Denmark.
This is how
we're going to do it here now.
Okay, well, this is how it is when I was going to school back freaking 30, 40 years ago. So, hey, guess what?
This is what I like. This is when he gets going. And
all right.
You see,
you're making these.
He's like talking to me. It's like it's me that's doing it.
Making these kids.
I am.
No, you.
I fucking hate them all. That's why
they're making these kids stupid. They're making these kids stupid. What they're doing is they're not giving them the ability.
It's fucking. It's the communist. The John Birch Society was right. Are you fucking kidding me?
They're being programmed from a young age. These kids can't think of
themselves.
That's why they're out there doing this shit. That's why they're doing all this crap. That's why you see Portland, they're freaking lighting police stations on fire, trying to freaking take out cops. It's like, because these people are fucking stupid. They don't fucking think. They don't think. All right? Because they were not freaking trained to think. They were trained to freaking sit there and follow the leader. All right? They were indoctrinated from a young age. And they got to college and really got freaking kicked right in. All right? These people are fucking zombies. This is a zombie apocalypse.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Zombies. There you go.
We'll get the mark. All right. Yeah. All right. Where are we at?
Because
we're all done. We're done with this. All right. So we've already even talked about a couple of these. So let's do the spread. What's the threat level?
Magnolia.
What?
Magnolia?
Shit. Magnolia.
Yeah. All right.
Where does that fall on the scale?
Between magenta and holy fuckness.
Okay.
All right. So zombies.
Between holy
zombies.
Balls,
any zombies. Okay. Could be. You know what I mean? Like Walking Dead zombies. Could be bath salt.
Could be Antifa
voodoo zombies. Could be. Yep.
All right. What we got here? What do you want to go
we're going 8-1.
8-1.
8-1 zombies. So I think the one stipulation would be like they have to be the kind that only go down when you shoot them in the head. You gotta get like a good clean video of like, you know. And again, these could just be like 30 days with no Valium suburban. What do you call them? Karens,
yeah.
Carols,
Kens and Karens.
It's
either a shot to the head or a shot to the balls with a rubber bullet.
You got rubber bullets. You got rubber bullets.
Cops.
I'm not. All right.
I'm seeing
all right. So 8-1. What else do we? So we've already talked about some of this shit, right?
Why are we starting there? We're gonna go back
because you said zombies.
All right. So what do you want to go start?
So we're gonna just, you know what? We're going fucking clockwise.
All right.
Counterclockwise. All right. So coronavirus. Did I write that? It's these ciders, dude. They go down like water. It's just
coronavirus. The same thing.
Okay.
Virus.
So we gotta get like a 90% global kill for that to pay out.
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah. Still gonna go 6-1. 6-1. And that's like that'll pay if it's like some mutated, you know. Yeah. So like if it mutates and then we mutate and all turn into bats from it, pays out at 6-1. If the bats turn into zombies,
oof.
It's anybody's game. And you gotta come here, I'm not delivering. All right. So we get nuked. Did we see a nuke? I don't think that was nuclear. Whatever that was that happened in Beirut, I don't think that it was nuclear. And I still say that just strategically, whoever throws nukes first will.
Well, do keep in mind that Iran and China right now are creating off the freaking
Iran and China.
Okay.
So
China's
getting oil at all the oil they want at a discounted rate.
So
and also, from what I understand too, is that they also fired up a ballistic missile from the ground.
It could have been like an ADM, like we were saying.
No, they fired up. No, it wasn't a nuke. They just test fired a ballistic missile from underground. Silos. So now they got silos in fucking Iran.
Oh, for grain.
No.
All right, make the odds. You tell me what are the odds of us getting nuked? And that's like global, like, you know.
I'd say 4-1.
Like war game. 4-1, really? Okay. Nope. No. I told you to make.
Are we saying total, complete, and destruction? Are we talking a nuke?
Talking about like wandering the cinder blind from the mushroom.
Oh no!
Everybody.
No. I'd say more like 7-1. I'd say more than 1 go less than coronavirus.
So 7-1. All right. There it is. You heard it here. All right. Weather war. Okay, so we're just getting into the Atlantic hurricane season,
which is supposed to kick it off.
And we got nailed the other day, and it was not. It wasn't even
a hurricane.
It was right.
It rained for about 10 minutes where I live, but then the wind was like a bastard.
And I was only like, when I lose power, I've lost power for up to a week here. Dude, we had to swap a gas line on the generator. Like, you fucking kidding me? But regardless,
that sucks.
It's we've gotten hurricanes here before. I remember Hurricane Gloria came through here.
This wasn't even a hurricane. This is like a tropical depression.
Yeah, here's the thing is like I'm seeing more healthy trees going down and like getting snapped right in the middle. So it's not that the weather is more severe, it's just weird. It's just not it's not as natural.
How about those dust storms that came over that freaking hit us? That came in waves.
Weird
We
shit.
get them every year, but not like that. That was
weird.
I'll tell you.
And it's one of the things we call it climate change, but you know, weather manipulation is not this ridiculous conspiracy.
I'll tell you what's part of this. I'll tell you, and this is, I think it's the Bible reason. Okay, is that with everything that's happened and everyone having to stay home and this whole thing back in March and April, There was no flights. There was no nothing. There was no cars. People weren't driving around. What's the traffic jams out like Boston and New York? They were like ghost towns.
Okay.
Places where there was a lot of air pollution.
But do you think the pollution level is going to affect the weather?
I think what it does is that you're taking all that pollution out of the atmosphere. Which what happens is, what do you think was actually helping block out what was coming from the sun?
I don't know if that is how that works. But
supposedly
maybe,
it was a 40% drop in air pollution on the East Coast.
This is going to be, you got to have some kind of an evidence to show that this was like man-made. This has got to be like the day after tomorrow. Yeah, HARP. Yeah. Doing it like a day after tomorrow. It's got to be, again, like basically we need a wasteland in order for this to pay. 10 to 1? All right, do it.
That sounds good.
All right. Still got fake ass aliens up there, and that is still in my book a contender. Because you know why? Because while you're paying attention to all of the rest of it, that's when they get you. That's when the flying saucers show up, right? And why would you spray a bunch of metal in the sky? Unless you want to make it into a big projector. I've heard people talk about this today, and I kind of brushed it off, and then I said, oh shit, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And obviously, spraying that shit in the sky, at some point you're gonna use it. You can't let it sit there forever. They're gonna be whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen soon. That's something that's. Listen, I don't see 2020 ending without freaking this becoming a big situation. Whether it's being visited by flying saucers, whether it's being contacted by another life, something is coming. There's no way around it. Supposedly, what I heard is that through a couple different sources that in a podcast, I should say, in September, we're really going to find out how foolbars we are.
Right. Because what else might be coming?
Yeah.
We'll get to it. All right. So fake ass aliens.
That could be a 4 to 1.
Yes, I agree. I was going to say 5 to 1, but I would even go 4 to 1.
Take your COVID breath over there. Let's get close over here.
Come a little bit closer, you might. All right. So we're back. All right. So we're at Red Dawn. Red Dawn. Now this can be 1985 Red Dawn. It could be 2000 and whatever Red Dawn. It could be the unreleased version where it's any of the big reds.
This could be us fighting with each other so much. And if I can all of a sudden just boom.
Because that's a couple lines down. Okay, so Red Dawn. All right, hearing a lot of yapping about China. A lot of yapping.
Was you about China or Russia? That Russia was supposed to sell them S-400 defense missiles, and then Russia told them to. You ain't gonna get them now.
Okay, but
or
that's what they said.
Well,
they've got tunnels.
Well, supposedly what they're saying is that Russia and China are having issues.
Oh, trouble in paradise.
Supposedly.
Oh no. Who's gonna take North Korea? It'll stay with China, but then Russia will get like every other weekend, and then the summer, and
Well, that's supposedly one thing. Then again, that could
we'll go to the beach and movies.
That could just be a play. That could just be a play to win the people in other countries.
Of course it could. Of course it could. I would still give it 8 to 1. It's always there. It's always just looming in the
Periwinkle Dawn. I can see this being something that could happen. Especially if the defund the police thing keeps on becoming a push. Because obviously, if there's lawlessness in the country, that's when these fucks show up.
Okay, so let's do more or less likely than Red Dawn.
I would say more likely than Red Dawn.
Periwinkle is for those of you who are new to the spread. The UN peacekeepers wear these real douchey little periwinkle blue berets.
They're military, but they're not American military. So these are the fucks that'll come to your house and shoot you in the face. They don't even give a fuck about you. There
was something called the Kigali Accord, something or other. I don't know. We'll have to look that one up. Whistler, do you want to like fact check something real quick?
If you want to put a disclaimer up there that we don't know everything all the time,
or anything,
we don't know anything. We're just
I think that's pretty clear.
Kigali. Kigali.
Put a disclaimer out there. So
Kigali.
Put that out there so we don't get like held to that.
Oh yeah, this isn't.
New window. I need to hold on.
Nobody should act based on any of this information outside of sending some money over
This
here.
is just our opinion.
So,
Send some
spell it
money.
again. What am I looking up?
Kigali. Kigali.
Make sure you don't pull up Kegels. We don't need to know about.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
is it?
I'm doing mine.
I know, huh? Tighten it up, baby.
I'm telling you.
What is it?
Okay, so it's a set of laws, not laws. It basically it's a doctrine that allows the UN to it came after the Rwandan genocide there in '94, where they can basically intervene as a peacekeeping force, but they can use deadly force.
Just pull up anything.
And we're not
Wikipedia,
exempted
YouTube.
from it.
Pull up on any of those things that they want. Anybody wants to look it up, just look up on YouTube.
It's on the
or
UN
Wikipedia.
website.
Well, yeah,
It's the largest city in Rwanda. It's also the capital.
Say again?
It's the capital of Rwanda.
Yeah,
The Kigali Papers, is that what it's called?
something like that. Yeah,
Founded in
Kigali dot-
1907.
more or less likely than Red Dawn.
Kigali province.
More likely,
I would do it. Okay,
6-1.
Listen, here's the thing I want to say, right? If you
It
keep
was
on
just as
talking
simple as a
about,
more or less.
all I'm saying is if you keep on trying to push for defunding the police,
I'm not.
and I'm just saying if they keep on making this push and it actually comes to head, and you have less police out there, and there's obviously less police, you will end up having more crime because people are going to be less worried about getting caught doing things. So if it gets to a point where it's all right, guess what? We don't need police. Look at the Cambridge police in Massachusetts. We're going to start having unarmed people giving out freaking traffic citations.
What?
Tell me how that's going to fucking work
Where?
out for you. Cambridge.
Is that happening already?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's in the works. It's supposed to it's going into effect.
Oh, that's gonna be.
So you're gonna get pulled over, some little goofball in a fucking.
Okay, so
green
we're
fucking
going
car
there
with
when
green
that
lights
happens. This is a promise to you.
and taking
We are
video.
going there. Yes, we are.
We'll be videoing that for sure.
For sure, we are.
Cambridge, it's not a bad ride. You know,
It's nice. It's actually
That's
a
all
nice little. We'll see what it's like when we get there.
Yeah. see if
Fucking look like the Warriors.
There's no
Like,
Red Sox game, but maybe the sausage guys will get a sausage and pepper sandwich and you're out there. It's
just yeah.
straight down Cambridge right there.
This is right, but it'll be horse meat because there's nobody to call.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 6-1. All right. Civil War 2.0. That's 3-1.
Yeah, that's 3-1.
That's 3-1. That's like
I wouldn't even.
most-
I say 2-1.
Give it 3-1. I want to get some. You know what I mean? It should pay out. If you can send that check right over to Whistler, and Whistler, I will. I'll take payment in Beanie Babies, or like something from your merch shop should come this way. Look at this. I got
new
like
designs.
3 or 4 people watching here for you.
All new designs.
EMP lights out.
Well, so that happened to me yesterday, but the big dark. We're talking about the big dark.
Remember, the darkest winter is coming.
Yeah, we didn't even really talk about that grand solar minimum, but we'll add it. We'll get it.
Remember the guy came out earlier in the year? Some government guy, Michigan Boston was talking about it. Richard Bright came out and said, this guy whose name was Richard Bright, and he's warning about the darkest winter. It was the weirdest, is the funniest thing, like a play on things. Guy's name is Richard Bright, and we're heading for the darkest winter because of everything going on.
You know what, man? I fucking smell a rat. All right. I still think that's a big possibility. We're gonna give that 5-1.
5-1.
Yeah, we'll go 5-1. Nibiru or Space Rock to be named later.
Space Rock could be September because there is one coming 45,000.
That's what I heard.
45,000 miles from the Earth. So
It's going to pass in between the Earth and the Moon?
Yep.
Or the Moon's orbit?
Oh, yeah. Any change in direction, any gravitational pull on that thing could pull it a little closer. It's not a. It's more like the Treble Links media that's.
You know who this is a job for?
Doctor Who?
Come on. Space Force.
Space Force.
Space Force. It's gonna hit us. So I think they might actually just like they might be putting this out there now. Hold on.
For what the story is supposed to be. Listen, that
Alien, all right, could be aliens come and save us, or they're gonna just like put it up there like a movie and say that the Space Force went out there and did some Ben Affleck, Bruce Willis shit.
Yeah, I don't think we're that far along yet.
No, but could they not like call Peter Jackson in fucking New Zealand and be like,
sure.
Hey, we want you to make this movie, right?
Peter Jackson, Christopher Nolan, get out there,
and then they just they just make that movie.
Listen,
right?
What I'm saying is that the whole thing they're coming out with saying
have
is that
Aerosmith playing in the background and shit.
That rock is supposed to be more coming because supposed to be not going through an asteroid belt, but they're going to be rocks that are coming through from that belt that is supposed to be heading towards us. Jupiter was actually shielding us and getting hit for us. But now as Jupiter's moved, they're coming in our direction. So we're going to see, if you look, I guess it was Bruce Evans was even saying, there's about, every month you hear about 4 or 5 meteors or some kind of object coming towards us, or coming within distance, but we can still close enough. So he's saying you're seeing it every month it's coming up more and more. Why is there more and more?
I think, all right.
They're setting us up for a big one.
I think that
the Bible does
I think
say,
that the payout needs to begin at 90% global dead.
Well, that's a big one, man.
Okay, it's the Doomsday Spread.
Well, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to hit for like 10 years. I mean, we're going to take bets 10 years off. This is
if nothing else, if none of this other shit happens first. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you want to go with then?
Whoops.
8-1.
10-1.
That's okay.
We may not
Let's just talk about where the payout's coming from.
It's back to being
10-1. 10-1. You might be getting paid in canned peas. You may fucking very much appreciate canned peas.
Skynet.
Skynet. All right. AI takeover. We get the 5G control grid going up. Whistler.
Yep.
How smart are computers?
Pretty smart.
Give that like 3-1. He's an expert.
Well, it depends on what kind of computers you want to go for. Do you want to go with computers that
the smartest one? It would be the smartest one.
D-Wave quantum computing.
It would be the smartest one.
D-Wave?
Yeah. All right. And then Nephilim Giants and Pigman Chimeras coming out the Stern Machine. I'm not taking no bets. Yep. Sorry. Because it could be and no warning. If anything, the lack of warning should be a warning.
Yeah.
Your writing is horrible.
I can't freaking...
Whistler, back me up. This guy's got the worst handwriting.
Yeah, I do.
I can't read it. It's so bad.
You could have been a doctor if you were smarter and better at talking to people.
No, if I just wasn't a lazy prick.
I love you. I'd hug you, but coronavirus.
No.
Oh. Come here, bring it in. I'll hold my breath. All right.
No bets.
So get your bets in, kids. What else? What else?
I don't know. I mean,
what are you doing, Wes? How are you doing?
Oops.
I'm gonna cop a squat off camera over here, but I'm still with you.
Move in now.
Move here now. Hang on. Let's get people something to look at. All right. What is this little adhesive rubber doodad? Keeps sticking everything.
6-year-old girl who found fame after being adopted dies of COVID-19. Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Why is it going to be on me?
Because you're such a handsome fella. He's such a good-looking fella. Put it right over there.
There you are, a fool.
A fool for love.
Not over here, pal. Over there with that love.
Oh, all right. Whistler.
Yeah.
please, for me, articulate your fucking problem with sovereign citizens. Who hurt you?
They're just fucking stupid, man.
Okay, but a lot of people are stupid.
Exactly.
They're-
It's funny how all the mentally ill, stupid people fall for those types of things.
Okay, so is your problem with the concept of autonomy, or is it the methods?
Can you take that off, please? And go
Methods.
No, because I'm going to be on camera right this minute.
Okay.
Give me a second, will you?
The problem is all their little battles and all their laws that they don't abide by in our system. They want to go by their own system. It's not the place. The streets are not the place to do it. You don't go up against an enforcer to change the laws the enforcer is enforcing. That's just stupid. That's second grade stupidity.
But that goes back to what I was saying about these kids in these schools that have come up through these years have been not taught anything, any life skills. They have been devoid of any life skills that we were taught in school.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
So what's happened is that what do you? This is the end. What you see now happening is the end product of all these years of these kids having their minds turned inside out by these fools. All right, by these over-controlling, overbearing socialist scumbags. Sorry to say,
Maybe, but the sovereign citizen movement started in my era in the late 70s.
Okay. Well, you're I believe the same age as me, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm older than
but-
both.
Right.
The point being is from that movement back then until the last 10 years when all this stuff started popping off, like all these alternatives to whatever, the alt media, the alt right, the alt left, all these secondary realities seem to have started about the same time. And everybody's looking for an alternative to what they have now, because if you look at all of the people, at least that are on YouTube and Reddit, there are issues going on, whether it be in their personal life, they've got extreme debt, or they're really fucked up in the head and they need a quick way out, and they think these are the answers.
So it's like Michael Scott standing in the middle of the office and yelling, "I declare bankruptcy."
Exactly.
And thinking that. Okay. All right. No, and Whistler, you and I have had this conversation a little bit, and maybe just to have you say it, a little more specifically, while we're having a public conversation. Your issue mainly is with not so much these people's attitude towards.
It's like this. I'll break it down.
The way they go about expressing the fact that they're not going to listen.
I'll break it down.
Go ahead.
If I were to say the sky is blue, and then someone else heard me say that the sky is blue, and they tell their friend the sky is aqua blue, and they tell their friend the sky is aqua blue with crystals in it, it's that kind of effect. They may be trying to teach some kind of truth, but they've gone so far in exaggeration, they no longer have credibility.
Story changes as it goes person to person.
Okay, so it's like a telephone game.
Pretty much.
Rather than some kind of like a cohesive, we all agree to these.
Right. Yeah. So if you take the original sovereign citizen movement and then compare that to today and look at the timeline, it's just like a game of operator or telephone. And that goes for all conspiracy theories.
Well, to varying degrees, I think.
Yeah. So my biggest issue is simply the fact that they want to educate people, and instead of going on a YouTube channel and presenting their ideas and then presenting what they think to be the facts backed up by law and case law, they go out in the streets try to record. They're pretty much not only harassing the officers when they do it, but for stupid shit like no registration on your license plate, which gives them probable cause to pull you over to begin with. Now you're going to do this whole 1.5 hour battle with a cop when that cop could be doing something way better versus a 10-15 minute stop. So not only are they obstructing justice, but they're preventing justice from real crimes.
Here's my take on the whole thing. I'm gonna come around and stop having the spotlight on this dude because it's not fair, and I just want it to be off the camera for a minute. But I'm done now, so I'll come around and we can talk face to face, Whistler.
FaceTime me.
Anybody that's new, like if that thinks that I'm a dickhead for busting his balls because
Oh, this ain't even busting balls.
I like blind guy jokes. If I didn't bust his balls, I'd be treating him differently than I treat my other friends, and that to me is not cool. In the same way that I'm going to bust Matty's balls, I'm going to bust your balls.
Yeah.
So you get to join in on the fun.
Exactly. You love us. That a little bit. So you're not looking up my nose. You know what I mean?
No one wants to see your fucking nose.
So my take on the whole thing is like, I to a certain degree, I agree. Nobody has a higher claim over your life or your physical body or property than you do. But I agree. First of all, that getting in the face of law enforcement does nothing to change the laws that they are enforcing.
Right.
It's putting yourself in a situation that is
puts you more
pointless.
Line to catch a beat.
And not because that's a legitimate thing for
that's the reality of
but
it.
That's what it is. The difference
here's
between living in your ideal and living in reality. And if you're going to live in reality and you're going to like live in a town or in a city, then you have to abide by. I don't wear a mask because I think that it's particularly doing any good. I wear it because I don't want to fucking freak out my neighbors when I go to the grocery store. All right.
Well, I actually said that a while ago.
Because I need to buy shit that's in that building. If that were not the case, and hopefully I'm on a 5-year track to that not so much being the case.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But as of right now, I can't even grow a third of my food.
You don't need a video of you being out in public without a mask on, and then that comes out and be
exactly. I don't need that shit. I don't need that shit. It's you go along. You go along with the social compact, right? I just in my mind it's just don't be a dick. Just read the room, kind of. You know what I mean? It's
I've gone to the market and there's been people in there without a mask on,
and it's not. It doesn't bother me.
They go down.
I don't care.
It's a one-way aisle. You're going this way, and they're going the wrong way with no mask. You just
half the time,
I just walk whatever. It's like I go down the wrong way too sometimes. But I have a mask on. But if I see someone without a mask, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, go put your fucking mask on." No, I'm not a dickhead. But there are people that would do that, and I'm waiting for the day I get to see that because I want to tell that person to shut the fuck up and keep walking. All you're doing is fucking making a backup. Fucking dickhead.
Half the time, and this is if anybody's visited like a firearm store while this is all going on, you can't wear a mask in there. Nobody can. Nobody's. First of all, if that's your destination, you expect it. You expect not to be same. I mean, going into a bank is weird now. If you've had to do that, you have to walk in, take the mask down, and look at the camera, and there's an arrow pointing up to the camera that they want you to look at, and then put your mask back on and enter the building. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Well, some of us like to buy lots of rolled coins.
Oh, that's you.
So. But anyway, I do it. But I do it. Not because I think that it's doing any good particularly, and not, because of I don't want to freak people. Half the time when I see somebody in a store without a mask, it's an old person, and they immediately they look at somebody that's wearing one and go, "Oh, I forgot my mask." and they're all embarrassed
I
about
like it when it's a hot chicken. She doesn't have a mask on. You can see the hot body. But
It's like
a mask on.
it's
You look
like
at no mask. It's like, whoa.
is that what
that's
it's like in Saudi?
Probably.
You just like you have no idea what.
I was in one store. This girl was. You can see if she had a mask on, she had a wicked hot body. But like, you even think of what her face looks like. She has a little mask. Like, just looking small. Basically,
Join the club, fucker.
Oh damn. Hey,
I am glad I don't need to live in the single people world anymore.
I don't care, dude. I freaking live my life. I don't give a shit. I take care of my freaking plan.
I'm not judging you. I'm just.
It's not
my thing.
That's a story for a different.
Not my.
There we go. You know,
We're gonna get one more of these. We're gonna probably wrap it up soon. It's getting close to midnight. Yeah. Does anybody in the chat have any questions? We haven't heard from the chat in a while. You wanna review?
I really haven't been looking. I know Danny Marie is in the chat. You know her from Discord.
I do. Do I? Who is it?
Later.
Somebody? Is it somebody that was in there recently? I've only been on there like 2 days.
Yeah, the only other one that was talking today.
Ah. Hi.
Shine is in the chat. Standing in the Wind is in the chat. She says blessings to everyone, of course. And Blind Toes. I think that's it. I don't know where.
If I do a live stream that like never gets posted and there's one fucking person in the chat, it's Standing in the Wind. I love you, hon. And I am still trying to figure out how to get the sound to work so that we can play some fucking metal music while everybody's quarantining.
Don't even say that word.
Don't say what
word.
We're
not quarantining yet.
Fucking.
Yeah, you only quarantine if you're seriously sick.
On fucking
isolation.
I just saw it on WPRI.
What? People have to quarantine.
Quarantine and act. No, it's. I don't. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't know what it is now. I know that they use the word quarantine.
Yeah, people have to quarantine coming into Rhode Island. They go back to their home state. They have to quarantine. We're not
right.
We're back
but
on the
that
high
means
risk list.
net more surveillance for everybody.
That means less of these assholes coming into our beaches and whatever. Because if you look,
so you're in favor of this, then? You're in favor of this?
Hold on, no, I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. But let me tell you something. Another reason why our numbers go up too. If you look down where the beaches were, let's go to the beaches. Look at what happened down there. Freaking, there was those people were right up each other's ass. Freaking, there was like groups of people everywhere. Okay, so what happened is that you have those people coming in from their states, where it was Mass, Connecticut, New York, whatever. They weren't wearing masks at all. They was running around. Not that they weren't wearing masks, but they weren't even respectful of people in the visitors, tourists, and they're coming in here and they're doing that. I can see why people were pissed. You know, I can see why. I can't say, hey, we should be out there and freaking telling people, you have to quarantine or whatever. That's stupid. I mean, it's common sense, but why you ask happen?
We are the ocean state. I'm just saying.
I know we're the ocean state. We have the best beaches in the region.
Yeah, we do.
All right, but the problem is that the people that are coming in from out of state are the ones that aren't helping matters. Before freaking they opened the beaches, we were doing all right.
I don't think that there's a lot of spread going on at the beaches. I'm just saying it's outside for the most part.
Just like they spread at the fucking protests. Come on.
It can't.
I
told you.
They spread at the protests and spread at the fucking beach. Don't give me that shit. I don't care what the fuck they say. I know you're busting balls, but
I'm not.
Okay, why can't it spread at the protest?
Because the doctor said so.
The doctor said so. Okay. Well, doctor said that I wouldn't be able to play baseball with a busted ankle freaking 15 years ago. And
you can't play baseball.
So, I got news for you. Doctors aren't always right, though. All right. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
How dare you?
All right. Just telling you.
All right.
We good?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Was there anything from the chat like notable? I can't see it. I only got the little tiny screen.
No. They've been playing games and talking back and forth with each other. There's been a couple comments.
They're not even really paying attention to us.
No.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good. That's probably better.
This background noise.
I fall asleep listening to Whistler a lot. I can't sleep without headphones in.
Oh, jeez.
That's bad. But yeah, you sing me to sleep, dude.
I do.
Yeah. I'll like jump in the chat just for a second and say hi as I'm like drifting off.
Mm.
So, yeah.
That's the music that you were playing earlier. It's my fucking lullaby. I'm serious. What's going on in your world?
Well,
Other than other stuff.
I had my third interview today with a remote training position, and 99.998% sure I got it. I'm not gonna say yes until I get the actual like sign. Here's the contract, sign it. But it's I've spoken with the executive director twice. I've spoken to the lead department manager once, and they all love me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. And that's gonna be a needed. You're gonna be busy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So everybody healthy over on your end?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. It's weird here. Like I noticed that quite a few people do wear masks, but it's usually people will bring the masks with them, and if the doors of the business that they're going into says must wear mask, then they'll put it on. So at least in my area, people aren't too worried about it. And we actually have a very, very low infection rate. I don't know, whatever. Very, very few. I don't know what the word is. Infected, I guess. I say infected and I think zombie, but whatever.
Yeah, we're going to just start calling them the infected.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If we had that in this state and we had places like that say you don't have to wear a mask, then all you're going to do is just use common sense and not be up someone's ass. Why would
exactly.
you? You know, you're gonna if you go into a store and you're going to look at something,
use your germ jail if you're going to cough.
No, yeah, you just like you put your hand in your freaking in your elbow.
Don't be a dick.
Well, yeah,
just what I'm talking about. Just general common courtesy for the people around you.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, go in there, get what you're gonna get, and leave. Don't go in there and like freaking hang in it like
touching shit, coughing on the fucking lettuce.
So don't be an ass. There's a way to do things and a way not to do things. And if a place gives you that ability and that era, you don't have to wear your mask in here. Then be courteous about it. Don't be a dick and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna touch this, that, breathe, freaking cough."
The world is coated in plexiglass.
Yeah, that I can say for sure.
That's what worries me about the schools. What are the schools going to look like? From what I'm hearing, it ain't going to be nice. That's the other thing, too, is there's going to be disciplinary action for kids that go into school that don't want to wear their mask.
Yep, hard pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, all right.
That's not, I'm not dealing with that. But, yeah. All right, I don't know, you want to wrap it up? Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
You got anything else?
You
want to take us home?
Take us home?
Yeah.
I don't know if you fit in the car.
Sing a song or something.
Yeah, right.
Play us out, Johnny.
Play us out, Johnny. You play us out. You're the sound guy.
I am not. I resigned that position.
I never picked it up.
Well, I rescind my time.
No, I rescind my time.
Yeah, well,
I defer.
I don't like it when you do that.
Hey, I did that first. You can't do it too.
Well.
Hey, folks, have a great night. I don't want to say nothing, so I'll say have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Don't forget, that was Matty that just spoke. Frosty is the loud, annoying one. How you like them apples? Fuck face. Anyway, like always.
Make sure we get it right.
Somebody tell Wick where I just flipped him off, please.
He just flipped you off.
All right.
Problem is, he had to use his ring finger.
Those big meat hooks.
Wait, you want an exam?
Yeah.
Grab me my gloves.
Those fucking sausage fingers.
he didn't want to spread the COVID from his middle finger
That's
after
why
giving
I-
himself a prostate exam.
That's why now, as soon as I hit 40, I changed doctors. Now she's a tiny little Eastern European woman.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Alrighty, guys. Thanks everybody for watching, participating in the chat. It's been a blast. And don't worry, we'll have Matty and Frosty back on again. So until next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Later.
I never know when it's actually done.
Just like that.
We just sit and let it.
town
Yeah.
hall meeting. Hey, I think we're